My name is Cheryl Johnson, and I'd like to tell you what happened to my daughter. There was a young man he'd been at home playing video games for all evening with his friends, and they decided they were going to run down to 7-Eleven to get something to drink. For some strange reason, he decided to go 55 miles an hour into a residential zone without his headlights on, in the snow, at 2:30 in the morning. He blew the stop sign, and he broadsided my daughter. She was killed instantly.
My name's Jeffrey Elander. I'm 22 years old, and I'm incarcerated right now and serving a 28 to 72 month sentence for reckless causing death.
When the coroner showed up at my house at 6 o'clock the next morning to let me know that my daughter was dead, it was a nightmare.
The paramedics came and pulled me into the ambulance, and about 5 minutes later, when they were talking to me in the ambulance, they came in and said that they had to call it, and I didn't really know what that meant at the time. I just assumed that they got her out of the car and that everything was going to be okay, and I asked, and they said that she had died, and they put me in a cop car at that time, and they took me to test my blood and everything at the county jail in Reno. The lady that I killed in the car accident, her name was Jayme.
She always had a grin on her face. If she was your friend, she would back you to the end of days. She was a hard worker. She was working 2 jobs. She was going to school full time. She had just moved into her own house. She was so pleased with the accomplishments that she had made because she had worked so hard to get there. It's been 4 years and 1 week since this happened. She left a 6-year-old child at that time, and he's 10 now, and my youngest daughter has adopted him, and so he's in a family with a brother and sister and a mom and a dad.
I saw him at the courtroom, and he wrote a letter to me, and that really tugged at my heartstrings a lot, you know. That could have easily been me or been my fiance, and my son could be growing up without a mom.
The hardest thing I ever had to do, I really believe, was set him down and explain to him that his mama wasn't coming back home. How do you explain to a child like that someone just did a stupid thing and his life changed forever? We've all got a lot of support from family and friends. Everybody has come together to, it takes a village to raise a child. Well, the village came together to help raise Robert.
It becomes real when you see the people that miss the person that's gone. You realize that you have taken a life, and you know that's a boy that's gonna have to grow up without his mom because I made bad decisions and I decided to speed and be stupid and think that I was invincible, and it's a hard thing to deal with. It's a hard thing to cope with. You know, she was just trying to drive home. You know, she didn't have any. She wasn't speeding. She wasn't in the wrong at all.
I miss everything about her. I miss the love. I know I was loved unconditionally by my daughter, and she was loved the same way back.
I just want people to know that basically you don't have to be drunk, you don't have to be high, you don't have to be texting, you don't have to be doing all of that in order to get in a car crash. It's really not worth it. If you're driving, focus on driving. Don't focus on anything else. Don't focus on your friends. Don't focus on what other people are doing or the stuff on the side of the road. Be paying attention to what you're doing, because if you don't, you can end up in a situation like I'm in, where you're away from your family and you've taken someone else away from their family.
If you just watch what you do and where you go and your surroundings, just maybe, it will save somebody's life. And if this just saves one person's life, my daughter's life is my daughter's life will have, or death will have meant something to somebody else besides me and her family.